T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
LadyChann! Fight!
Yo, hey girl, it's LadyChann, rep nonetheless, and welcome to Come Box with CHANN. It's the weekly wrap-up show. We're back in the booty scene. What up, girl? Ding, 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 ding. Hang on, let me set this lighting. Does my lights look nice? Chickadee, check 1, check 2. Hang on. Okay, yeah. Bitch gotta be lit. All of my people are litty again, litty again, litty again. Yo, we're litty again. That's right, we're lit. It's the weekly wrap-up, shiggity, 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 bitch show. Sorry about my tardiness, but the laptop was like, it hadn't been turned on in a hot one, so it was doing some updating, rebooting. I need to read out my members only roll call. You know, you got some guests, you got people coming on. Gonna be a good one. The week boxing, I didn't come on for boxing has just been really in a bit of a dead one. We got some good fights, and then it's just like, it's taken a serious nosedive. So let me just get the members only so I can read y'all out, because, you pay your little coin. So let's go. Where y'all at? Okay, we're growing. Okie dokes, let's go. Phone connected, all that. Okay, so we've got our new member. We got Bruce Gas and Boxing in the booty scene. Cooking with Sir Senior in the booty scene. Zara K, my sister, in the booty scene. Donald Banks GP in the booty scene. Ahmed in the booty scene. Rome the DJ in the booty scene. Nedster Bedford, what up Nedster, in the booty scene. Big Bad Bull, the mod father, GBG in the booty scene. James RUDD in the booty scene. What up, blood? What up, gangster? We got retro boxing and documentaries in the booty scene. Con Shonery, what up, Con? In the booty scene. My sister, the Queen, Lisa Bales, in the booty scene. Stephen T, in the booty scene. Dub Right Side, in the booty scene. My sister, R to the Let, Harlem's finest, in the booty scene. D-Style Boxing, mi hermano, ya tú sabes, in the booty scene. AJ All Day, in the booty scene. Charlo in the booty scene. What up, Charlo? Upload El Primero in the booty scene. And we have, last but not least, Dr. P in the booty. That's right. Kaboom. All right, so let's get back. Does my mic sound nice? Chickadee, check 1, check 2. So let me first introduce the usual cohorts, the usual lads. So I'm introducing, introducing. Kenny Ken, AJ all day, it's Alex, and we'll wait for the next special guest. Yeah, what up, guys?
Hey, yo.
Panelist joining us, actually. Good one. Hi, guys.
Hi, CHANN.
Hi, CHANN. How are you?
Why do you lot sound a little low right there? Let's see. Let me see. Check. You know why? Because everything's further away. How have you lot been? Let me just do the banner, then I'll introduce the next persona. How have you been?
Been good. Not bad.
Talk to me. Been good.
Oh.
Look at you. Okay.
No, like I said, I had a weekend. Watch the fight.
Oh
You know,
God, it was dire, wasn't it? It was fucking
which
dire.
fight are you talking about?
There was a few. There was a robbery. There was a robbery with Sandy Ryan. She got robbed.
Tony Ryan and
but we'll talk about
McCaskill,
that.
yeah.
The Jill got
Yeah.
parked.
And then Joyce, he got zanged. This is what the show's called. Joyce gets Zhilei Zhang'D. He does, didn't he? Joyce gets. Let me just type that. Zhilei. He gets zanged, mate. He got. Odd. My prediction would left the buildings in. Yeah. I was like, it's a winnable rematch.
You had him winning. I forgot.
I was like, it's a winnable rematch. No, it wasn't, Shan. Pressure fighters.
Nah.
Be adjusting. They don't be adjusting. Hey, don't show off because you was back and forth.
No, but I made the right choice in the end, though. I did.
Yeah, you did. You said you was like Joyce. Yeah. I mean, sorry, you was like Zhilei Zhang'D.
Yeah,
Hey,
Zhang'D got
don't
this.
laugh
He
at
got
me.
it.
Yeah,
I didn't think he'd knock him out that quick, though, so that was a shock. So
some people did, I was like, I think Arlette may have seen it happen that many rounds. I want to say that she said that, she was like, it's going to be, it's someone, maybe it could have been Jules. It could have been someone. No, Jules said it was latter rounds as well. Yeah, I mean, that was shocking. But we're going to talk about that. Conor Benn come back as well. We're going to talk about that as well. And Crawford says the rematch is at 147, bitches. That's right. I'm with it. What was I saying? I was saying he should do that at 147. Haven't I been saying that then, haven't I? Okie dokes. So, okay, so let me introduce the other guests. Are you Mr. Guest on cam? Me. So, me. I'm introducing. 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 He's got a pretty dope YouTube channel, and he is here as a guest panelist, and he is Marko's Boxing. Ding, 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 ding. What up, Joe? Hey, Marko.
How you doing?
We made it in the end, didn't we?
We did it. We finally did it.
I know. Thank you for joining myself, first and foremost, and the rest of us to be on this panel. Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is different. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of a different one. Yeah, well, you got Shad in the fold, I tell you. Yeah. So we've got lots of stuff to talk about, but I'm going to speak to Marko. Marko, give us a bit of a rundown of yourself, sir. Let me put you up next to me just real quick. So let's get out. There you go. While I put down the comments, give everyone a rundown.
I'm a former amateur and professional fighter for years. I am now in my 40s, so those days are well behind me. But I started a boxing channel a while ago, and now that's what I do. I built a lot of. I'm born and raised in New York City.
Yay!
I built a lot of relationships in boxing throughout all these years. All the guys and girls coming through New York, and now I have my own channel where I do just like you, boxing content, talk to a lot of fighters, trainers, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, some dope interviews and stuff. So guys, go and check out Marko's interviews. He chops it up with everybody. Everybody. What up, El Primero? Todo bien conmigo? Sí. I grew up on Staten Island for the most part, Marko. Going back and forth.
That's not really a Staten Island accent.
Yeah, I know. I'm British, but I grew up on Staten Island and being there months at a time, and coming back to the UK. I did used to have an accent. I did when I was a kid. But cool. That's where I grew up for the most part. Then graduated over to West Orange in Jersey. Okay. So New York's my stomping ground. In the booties. Yeah.
Oh,
So it's all good in the morning.
so-
Yeah. I love New York. Hi guys, I can see y'all in the chat, so it's all good. Let's we're gonna have to start chopping it up because it's the weekly wrap up. Alexa wants to. She always tries to get out. When I play that clip, she just has to speak. She ain't even hooked up. That's how scary it is. So let's go.
Round 1, fight!
Right, let's go. Kaboom. All right, so we're gonna have to speak about Marko, AJ, Kenny Ken. Where do you want to start? Which bit of the card do you want to start at, Ken? Ken, I'll let you start. Kick it off. Go ahead.
Well, it has to start. It has to start at Wembley. You know that it has to start. You know, it's a fight that I think had a lot of interest in the UK. You know, Joyce was in a really like commanding position for a world title fight. He had to fight an eliminator. You know, it was always going to be like a 2-fight deal. You know, a rematch clause, especially for Joyce. And he made the cardinal mistake of coming in in 20 stone, coming in overweight. If you're going to come in overweight in a heavyweight boxing fight, then I'm sorry, you're not built for speed. You're just built for trying to get extra power. But I always say to myself, what's the point of having all that power and all that muscle if you can't get out of the way of fast hands and fast feet? He just couldn't get out of the way of the punches. He actually started pretty well. Like, for instance, obviously, when you fight a southpaw.
Sorry, have you got lighting?
I only just got this, man. My light broke, innit?
How did it break? You got to get a new one. Go ahead. Sorry, stopped you.
So basically, he did what a lot of right-handed fighters should be doing. He went to Zhang's left foot, which he should have done, which made it difficult for Zhang to get that right hand off. But what Zhang did really well is that he knew that it was going to happen. So every time Joyce tried to throw the jab, he just batting away with his right hand, batting him away. Having a look at Joyce in the second round, just unleashed on him. He surprised him because he wasn't. Joyce was expecting that straight left. But what he was doing, he was hitting him with right hooks, straight rights. He just showed him a different part of his arsenal. And in the third round, it was coming. His hands were low. He was getting knackered because he was getting hit. And then, went for a straight right hand, but probably missed. And then as soon as Joyce had his hands down, left hook, right hook, out cold, and that's it.
With a straight, well, kind of like a coming with the left and then.
Yeah, but
with a right hook because he adjusted.
Age is against him. You know what I mean? Age is against him because if he was like 28, you think maybe, but at 38, come on, there's nowhere for him to go. There is nowhere for Joyce to go. It's time for like have that conversation with a friend, a good friend, and someone who cares about him. And someone who's realistic as well, because he's not going to be a gatekeeper because that's going to be embarrassing.
You never know.
So if he's not going to be a gatekeeper, I think he should retire. I really think he should retire.
Muy interesante. Okay, thanks for your take on that one, Ken. Okay, Marko, your take on what we saw. Because you're going to come with it from a technical standpoint as well, because you boxed, so get it.
I mean, not real. This was a fight that kind of didn't want to see the rematch because after the first fight, it was like, what's really the point? I know it was contractually obligated, so that's why I got triggered. But I never really, no offense to the Brits in the room, but I was never really into Joyce. I thought he was highly overrated. He was very kind of slow and lumbering and robotic.
Right.
So a lot of people were talking about how he, he might be the next thing. I just didn't see it, and
You was
and,
right.
well, I mean, yeah, he's just too slow, and he's supposed to have a good chin, which was maybe his saving grace, but that kind of failed him as well. So I kind of wish, apparently Zhang was supposed to fight Fury, but that fight was X'd out. Kind of like what happened when Fury and Joshua were supposed to fight, but then Wilder triggered the rematch, which nobody wanted to see either.
No,
So
he didn't.
we missed the prime Joshua. Joshua at that point had only lost, I think, to Ruiz once, but then avenged it. We missed a prime Joshua versus Fury, and now I think we missed Zhang versus Fury, but maybe they'll make it happen, now.
Yeah. What did you think about the shot selection of Zhang, or was there much? It was just quite easy to put Joyce
Yeah,
to
I mean,
sleep.
Zhang could do what he wanted. He could literally do what he wanted. He could land what he wanted. And he showed, I mean, the first fight, if I'm not mistaken, it was a decision, right? There was no stoppage. He just beat the crap out of him 12 rounds.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think what round was that? What round was that? 6.
Yeah, round six. So the doctor stopped it.
Oh, the
Yeah.
doctor, right? And he was just beating it, right? He's just boxing him. His eye was all he had a jam.
AMI. Yeah.
I think Zhang's a very good boxer. Zhang didn't show much power in the first fight. I mean, well, no, I shouldn't say that. He showed power, but when you're because he knotted him up. But when you're a heavyweight, obviously all those punches hurt. Just some of them are different levels. Zhang just kept great distance and really didn't have to worry about getting hit back much, and set him up really nice with that finishing combination. If I'm not mistaken, it was a straight left and then a right hook, right?
Yeah.
And if you look at the right hook, this is something that he throws it very short, and all the impact comes. He doesn't cock. He doesn't cock back. It's forward, and all the impact comes with the shoulder front. And it caught him beautifully, and that was it.
And that was it. It was good night. It was sayonara. No, that's Japanese. I don't know what it is in Chinese, but it was good night. God bless. And that he made that look like light motherfucking work. I was shocked. Yeah.
Well, really though, I mean, after the first fight, it was kind of like it was such a lopsided victory, kind of like Spence and Crawford, in my opinion. It's such a lopsided. I always expect similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's true, and I always know better, and that's why I knew that Crawford was going to beat Errol Spence, because I knew pressure fighters don't tend to adjust anyway. So I mean, but I had seen Joyce do in some of his early fights. He did counter punch, here and there, and when he was a bit lighter as well. But I mean, as time's moved forward, he's just been a straight pressure fighter. I mean, he got the silver in the Olympics. He has to show a little bit more dexterity than that and versatility, and he just hasn't going forward. So I mean, everybody said he was the greatest thing since sliced bread for a minute. Oh, this one he beats this one, he's going to beat that one, he's going to beat that one. He started feeling himself and saying that he was basically top 4 heavyweight, maybe top 3. I was like, okay. But AJ, you've got him snoozing in the booties. AJ taking the piss. Solo layout. God.
Yeah, I thought the occasion was appropriate.
God.
Okay, so
it's okay.
First things first, I thought Chan, you're right. I was going back and forth because I didn't really think about it, but I thought about it. Plus, I rewatched the first fight. Okay, so Zhang stylistically was always better than Joyce. He beat him pretty comfortably the first time around. Stopped him in 6. So I took that into account. Also, the fact that they both came in very overweight. And the thing about the first fight was Zhang outweighed Joe quite a bit, but he still had the speed advantage. So I figured the weight gain would benefit Zhang and not Joe. If anything, it would make Joe a lot slower, and Zhang would still have a speed advantage. And honestly, I think Zhang has the edge in power. He's very explosive with his punches. He's got power in both hands. And so that's why ultimately I went with him to win again. And that just pretty much solidified my decision. But I just in 3, wow. I'm just surprised how fast he did the job, man.
all the way up, boy. And then did you see what Joyce said afterwards? He's like, I still feel fresh. I still feel like I could go another few rounds. Woohoo!
Oh boy,
You better be with Trevor Boa. That's who you feel that you need to be going a few rounds with next after that, because you're definitely going to be signed off by the commission that you're not allowed to do any sparring for at least 30 days, at least. So I don't know who you feel that. He was a bit deluded. I don't know. Bless him. Everyone's like, oh, bless him. But
I think he's still concussed. He was probably still concussed. So
yeah, I think he was. Because I don't know how you thought you was going to go ahead. Yeah, he's like, I wasn't that hurt. Well, your face in the canvas didn't suggest that.
Bro, you got knocked out. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Sorry, excuse my French. Like
I didn't feel that hurt. Maybe I don't know what it feels to get knocked out. Maybe I think it's better to get knocked out than sustain a brutal, just like what Errol Spence, sustained.
Like after that 7th round, the fight should have been stopped in that Spence Crawford fight. This is what I was saying.
Yeah,
that was begging his corner to pull him out.
Yeah. So I think it's just better just to get knocked out and score a fatality like that.
Fatality.
That's right. It's quick, short, and sharp. That's all you got to do with. Yeah. Give pity on his soul, but yeah. I mean, we're not going to see a trilogy, are we?
No. Zhang's got his number. I see. Joe needs to stay away from that dude. He needs to stay away from him.
Do we give him credit though? Do we give him credit? Because we have to give credit where credit's due. That some of the fighters are not fighting each other. At least he didn't absolutely need to take that. He's WBO interim.
He didn't have to. Didn't have to. That's true. Yep.
He didn't have to do that. And I mean, even after the first time getting beat, he could have just
walked away and did something else. But he tried. He tried. So
yeah. So I mean, what do you think, Marko, Kenny? Do we give him props for at least taking the fights? Because in this current climate,
well, yeah, he had to take the fight because there wasn't many fights out. All the fighters that he could have fought were already engaged in other fights, or there wasn't enough time for them to fight because they fought recently. So he had to take the fight because again, Zhang was always going to be like a opponent, which is going to bring the viewers in and the crowds in because of the way Zhang was. I thought he got cheated against Herkovic. So again, Joyce always prided himself of not avoiding any fighter, fighting anybody, and Joyce rolled the dice too many times for me. I don't know why a fighter who fights in the blue room division, where basically everyone's over 15 or 16 stone, and if they hit you, they're going to hurt you. Why you thought it was a great idea to fight with your face? I don't know what made you think you could do that. Just because you beat Danny Dubois and you're able to withstand his power, you fought an inexperienced kid who basically has to be led and micro coached. But when you're fighting someone like Zhang, you're fighting a seasoned fighter who has studied you, who's a southpaw, got good experience, got as much amateur experience as you. I don't understand why you thought it was a good idea in the first fight to fight with your face. And I still don't understand what made you think that when a guy was tagging you in the first fight that you're going to put on all this weight and expect to be mobile. I don't understand it. Surely what you really want to do is to, punch and move, and make it difficult. Don't just stand there and have no mobility and he just goes bang, bang. And then what he does, he takes the piss out of you. You think, you know what? He's expecting a right hand, my straight right. Let me show that not only can I jab with my right hand, but I can always throw the left hook. You know what I mean? He was just, basically, what he was doing. He was basically having in that fight. He was basically coaching himself in that fight because Joe Joyce was just like, hit me.
Yeah. It was pretty dire, to be fair. Even when he was doing the circling to the left, right, he didn't even throw any shots. He was just like circling. It was like, so where's the punches? You got to punch. He just looked so tentative. He looked like so scared. It's just funny to see Joe Joyce in that.
LadyChann, there was no power in his punches. There's one time when he threw it, and I thought, what's that? What's that? It was like you're pushing. It's like, when you're fighting when you're fighting someone and you're shitting your pants, and you have you. So when your mates are there, you don't want to push him too hard in case he hits you back harder. So you go,
Yeah.
That's how he's punching. He's doing this.
Joe's throwing don't hit me punches.
Yeah.
Understand. El Gramo. Sorry,
That's
El
not Joe.
Gramo. LadyChann, do you remember when you interviewed Ronnie Shields and he said that Zhang had foam removed from his gloves against Ergovich and they weighed less than 10 ounces? Now Zhang is punching hard. Oh, yeah. Uncle Ronnie Shields did say that, didn't you, Uncle Ronnie Shields? He did, didn't it? And I was like, oh, no, not another glove gate. We don't need... Remember? Yeah, I do remember that. Well, I'm sure, like, with these fights, they're all... the gloves are weighed, aren't they, Marko, and all of that? The gloves are weighed.
Well, yeah, I mean, but they're always checked before and after. But if people want to come up with conspiracy theories, you can come up with ways around that, I suppose.
It's always a conspiracy theory over here, Marko. I try to just keep it stats, facts, and data, but there's always a conspiracy theorist that slides through. That's chilling in the cut, but. Yeah, I'm not. I don't think Zhang's a cheater. The geezer's like nearly 300 pounds. He's gonna hit you up.
Right.
Yeah, he's gonna hit you mad hard. So the road to recovery for Joe Joyce, because it looks like Frank Warren has offloaded him. Like it's off. Frank Warren gives zero fucks. He's like, you see him? Oh, maybe he should just retire. Because it's hard. It's a hard journey, long journey back.
Wasn't saying that 2 fights ago.
We're like, damn, Frank. He was just, Frank's never been on his side. He doesn't look it from the Daniel Dubois.
What's he going to give Frank?
Huh?
He's not going to. Daniel Dubois is giving Frank his youth. There's mileage in Daniel Dubois because simply reason he's a young fighter. Doesn't matter whether he's good or not. He's going to have fights. We're going to make Frank money. What's this guy going to give Frank at 38? He's going to give him nothing.
Yeah,
got himself in a position where, he was the most avoided fighter. But I'm telling you now, he's lucky it was Zhang hit him. Can you imagine it was Joshua Wilder who having 3 shots on that boat race? He would have been in life support.
But wait, I don't. So do you not think that Zhang hits harder than a Joshua and a Wilder? It's 2 different.
No, he's accurate. Let's not forget he was accurate. He was accurate.
That was a pretty hard shot.
Go ahead, Marko.
That shot that landed was pretty hard. I don't think anybody hits harder than Wilder, but Zhang could punch. We got to see more. You know what I mean? We got to see how his punches, what they do on other guys first before we could, in my opinion, before I could really figure out and determine. Yeah.
I would have liked to see Wilder. What up, Bruce? I would like to see Wilder launch on Zhang and see how Zhang stands up to Wilder's right hand.
I mean,
I'm
not a big Wilder fan.
Neither am I. So join the club.
But you got to give him credit where it's due. Probably the hardest puncher in history. So anybody except Tyson Fury loses to Wilder, I think.
What, harder puncher than Ernie Shavers, is he?
Oh yeah. You can't look at, and again, I'm not a Wilder fan, but
neither am I. But
out of 43 victories or 44 victories, 43 knockouts, and the one that wasn't a knockout in the rematch was a knockout. Those numbers are unbelievably impressive. Even if he was fighting all cab drivers, which he wasn't.
Which they was. But anyway.
Not all of them, but I don't think so. But either way, even knocking out all cab drivers, that's extremely impressive and never been done before. So you got to give it, call it what it is.
Still fighting to this day. To this day. To this day. You just sit here, you don't know what I'm.
I was at his last fight he fought here in Barclays where he knocked out the hell's the guy's name?
Which one?
The guy the last fight Wilder had.
Alias.
Yeah. That punch didn't even look like it landed hard.
Yeah, but when you looked at it in the close up, it was.
He didn't sit down on his punch. His legs weren't planted, nothing, and he still slept him. Crazy.
AJ, what do you think about that? Because we're not with this that Wilder's the hardest hitting heavyweight in
I
history.
don't agree with that at all. Absolutely not. Sorry.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah.
No need to ask me, because I'm with Marko. I've always rated Rod's power, and I've always, thankfully I've got an ally.
I'm not saying he can't punch, though. He can.
I mean, we're not
his
saying
record.
When you knock everybody out with one punch, how is that even a discussion?
because I could knock out if you put me against like a 10-year-old, a bunch of 10-year-old girls.
Okay.
I knock them all out. Put me with other 140-pound women, I may knock 2 out of the 10 out. That's it. It's not really evenly matched, is it?
I've been in there, and I've been around gyms my whole life, and knocking somebody out that many times is not easy. It's not, anybody cannot do it. It's very special. Trust me. It's really special, especially the amount of knockouts, the ratio and all that he has. That's very special. Doesn't matter who you're fighting. It really doesn't. Just to do it that many times, no matter who it is that you're knocking out, is unbelievably special. But I happen to disagree that they're all cab drivers anyway. But even if they were, it's still special.
All right. Who wasn't cab drivers?
Anybody that you're fighting in the top 10, you got to give them respect for being boxers. So
how many fighters did he fight that were in the top 10? Because I can give you the rundown on that.
Everybody he's fought, it doesn't matter. Like I said, who he fought is still impressive to knock out that many people.
Yeah, so I was just wondering, so who's not the cab drivers?
It doesn't even matter to me. I'm just saying he can knock out everybody he fights, and that's nobody else has done that.
Yeah,
Literally nobody's done that.
Bar Fury and Luis Ortiz, whose best winners are Bryant Jennings, pretty much half of that. Nearly all of Wilder's. Wilder's only fought people that are in the top. He's fought 3 top 10 opponents at that time, which was the first time was Bermain Stavern, who was ranked at number 4. By the time he did the rematch, Bermain Stavern was unranked. Tyson Fury was unranked the first time. Luis Ortiz was top 5. I think he was number 5. And pretty much going through there, Wilder's fought a lot of people that are ranked at 200. I did shows on it, so I've got the proof. 200, 300, and the 400. So if that's not cab drivers, I don't know what that is, to be fair.
I mean, I don't disrespect fighters who are at that level. So to me, I mean, I give more respect. I think it's hard. But in general, even if he was knocked, doesn't matter. It's just the knockout percentage is unmatched.
I could paint a picture, but I'm not Andy Warhol. But
I don't like the way Wilder handled his losses and all that was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm with you there completely. But I don't ignore what he's done. What he's done is what he's done.
Yeah, you just don't think that, because some of them were literally cab drivers after the ring. Like they was literally cab drivers. So I'm just keeping it a buck. But I get what you're saying, because I don't say that he can't punch. He can, but I just want to know why everybody's like he's the hardest hitting puncher in history. Like, how do we gauge this?
Because everybody goes down from one punch. It's not even accumulation. It's one shot. They crumble.
So in history, that's the hardest hitting in history.
In history. It might be. It might be.
Wow. I need the where's the boxing historians? I need them in the booties. They will tell us that. They will tell us.
It's arguable. George Foreman, Shavers, Julian Jackson. It's arguable. Don't get me wrong. But none of them have the record Wilder had. Now, Wilder's career's not over yet. So for me, I don't like judging.
Yeah, until it's over.
Right, until it's over. Yeah. So, a lot could change. But up to now.
Oof. I mean, it's funny. I mean, you mentioned Julian Jackson. I mean, he knocked out 46 opponents in 51 fights. So, and we could argue, everybody he knocked out preferably wasn't Terry Norris, maybe 1 or 2 others, stuff like that. So
you guys have to understand something. Like, landing a punch is power. Power is power. Knocking out somebody who's a good fighter or who's not a good fighter, power is still power. We're talking about power, right? We're not talking about level of competition.
I disagree.
There's a lot of guys who are cab drivers.
I got to gauge the level. Yeah, I hear what you mean. There's a lot of guys who are
cab drivers who have good chins, right? Just because they don't have a good output, a good offense, doesn't mean they don't have a good defense or a good chin. So to me, power is power. In my opinion, you guys are crossing the line, crossing the wires here.
No, because I feel that punch resistance is it's only built up. But like some people have a natural great punch resistance, whether you're an Uber driver or you work for Pizza Express.
Right.
But I mean, but for the most part, if you're not used to be getting hit, your punch resistance is pretty much going to be very at a low level.
Right.
And I just always think power is subjective to the opponent. That you're, like I said, I can beat up a load of 5-year-olds quite easy. I wouldn't break a sweat. But then give me someone that's more evenly yoked or even higher above me at an elite level, and I guarantee my knockout ratio will decline.
Well, yeah, I mean, but he's fighting fighters who are fighters, even if they're not good fighters or fighters. And again, who's to say that they don't have good chins? So I don't measure power with even if the person is cab drivers, like you guys are saying, that doesn't mean that they don't have a good chin. And power is not measured on who you're fighting; it's measured on how you knock people out.
I mean, when Wager remains to run the first time he fought him, he went the distance and didn't knock him out, where he had been stopped before by somebody else.
Right.
So, you know, I think if he was, you know, a really hard play, he would have stopped him the first time he fought him. But he didn't.
The one fight that he didn't stop somebody, that makes him not out of all the others?
He didn't stop Tyson Fury. That's what we're saying. He got to
no, he didn't. What?
Tyson Fury too. Like, I'm just saying.
Tyson Fury is, in my opinion,
this is my point. This is my point. He went up to elite level and you couldn't keep someone down. Your power is subjective now. It's not objective. It's not across the board. The geezer got up 4 separate times.
I don't agree. I don't. Those are
that's the facts, though. But those are the facts.
I'm just saying, the Bermester, he'd been knocked out before by someone else he fought. You know,
so he knocks out 99% of the people he fights, and the 2 people that he didn't knock out, that makes him not the hardest puncher. What about the other stuff that he did? I mean, if you're looking for negatives, you can find negatives wherever you want to look for them, but that doesn't make what he's done not what he's done, and what we've seen not what we've seen.
I mean, what he's done telling me he can't punch. The man can't crack.
He's done what nobody else has done, and that's a fact too. Nobody's had that many knockouts, and his career's not even over yet.
Well, we're waiting for it to be over.
Yeah, for real.
And look, guys, like what he did, I thought was awful. Even when he didn't shake Tyson Fury's hand after. I mean, everything. I was actually a fan of his until his losses and how he reacted. And I was like, Jesus,
bad,
awful. Like I'm with you, but I still, you know, I'm trying to. His punching power has nothing to do with his character. His character is a whole different story.
Muy interesante. Yeah, I just don't agree. But you know, you don't always have to agree on everything. You know, I just think he's severely overrated with just punch power. But shouts out to him. Arlette said, "You still a fan, Marko?" That's to you. Is that to me?
No, that's to
No, it's to you, Marko. That's all I know.
Yes, I'm a fan. I mean, I like watching him knock people out, but I'm not a fan of what he says after he loses.
After he bloody well loses, I know. Still fighting to this day.
That was just that whole thing. And for the record, I'm a huge Tyson Fury fan. Like he is by far. I think
Sorry about that again.
I think he has the potential to be one of the greatest heavyweights of all time.
Maybe we can divert a little bit into this because you bring us into these deep waters. Now the sharks are swimming around you, Marko. You've got one compadre down to the bottom of me who's a Tyson Fury supporter as well, which is our Kenny Ken. He likes, his Tyson Fury and his Dillian White. Does like Joshua, but his favourites aren't they, Kenny Ken?
Oh, undoubtedly. I'm a massive.
Get him every week about it.
Kenny Ken's
and Tyson Fury, I'm a massive fan of him. I prefer him to Anthony Joshua. I respect Anthony Joshua, but the fans, I've seen more, probably just as many Anthony Joshua fights as I've seen for Dillian White and Tyson Fury. But I've always been a Tyson Fury fan and then Dillian White fan above Joshua. But respect is where respect is due. In terms of Joshua, let's not forget Joshua and Zhang have fought in the 2012 Olympics.
And
Joshua knocked him, put him down.
Yeah.
So, in terms of what Marko's saying about Wilder, I concur with what he said. I still say it. Obviously, Marko, you're not a football fan, and I mean real football, not the rubbish you play. Not the rubbish you play where they sing the national anthem at every other, where they get Janet Jackson, where her tits fall out, and Rosanna sing that. I'm talking about association soccer,
right?
Or what you call soccer,
right?
Most difficult thing in football, our football, is to score a goal. If you could score a goal on a regular basis, you're worth £100 million. Just like I say in boxing, the most difficult thing you can do in boxing is to knock your opponent out on a regular basis. And if you could do that, that is a skill in itself. Yes, we all like to be mesmerised by fighters who've got good feet, good hands, good movement. We love all that, and we love the whole
box, we just like boxing.
But what we pay to see ultimately
in life
is to see someone splat out unconscious. And Deontay Wilder provides us with that. Regardless of who the opponents are, the fact is he's giving us what we want. It may not be entertaining, and it probably doesn't sell as many tickets as Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, even Dillian. But the fact is, it's an art to knock a man out and be able to do it on a regular basis. Just like because at the end of the day, professional boxers should be able to get out of the way of a straight shot and a one-punch knockout, because they got the skills to do it. They have been trained to do that, to defend themselves. They've been trained with their defense. They've been trained to counter the blows, use shoulders, legs, and everything. So for someone who's got no fundamentals to still be able to do that on a regular basis, shake his hand.
But Ken, you know what it is? It's everybody's going to get hit. I know some experience. You're going to get hit in the ring. And when you have that level of power and it just literally takes one shot in any round, that's a problem.
Yeah, he lands right every single time. That's one thing he does do.
You're gonna get hit as a fighter, and it's normal to even get wobbled or go down here and there. That's normal. But his doesn't just hurt you or doesn't.
It's a brain power in it. It's a timing in it. He's able, and he's got even though there's fundamentals, his feet have still got to be right, and he's still got to get that punch through those skinny legs.
He's
to get that power and do it on a regular basis. And let's not forget, Tyson Fury is a skilled boxer. All right, he didn't knock him out, but he knocked him down and got through that guy, because we talk about Tyson Fury being so difficult to hit. Well, he found it. The only Deontay Wilder's problem, he got greedy and he probably ran out of gas, and he just couldn't. He just had a sort of like a Scooby-Doo moment when he thought, "Well, what do I do?" Arnold Schwarzenegger in Twins when he loses his virginity. What do I do now? That's how he thought when Tyson Fury got up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that movie.
And I think what's happened is that Wilder's never got over that, and our opinions of Wilder's never got over it, because we started looking at his fundamentals. We probably always did, but it was like it shined like a beacon, his lack of fundamentals in that fight, especially in the 12th round when he was like, when he got greedy because he wanted to finish it off, and Fury saw an opening and actually nearly knocked him out. And I think that's the thing. What Wilder does with it, he's going to define opinion, because, it's sometimes it's always objective. Some fight fans will always look and think, all right, it's just like football. Oh yeah, he scored goals against San Marino. Oh, he only knocked out this fighter. We always want our fighters to knock out a world-class fighter, i.e., like the Bert Sugar philosophy in a boxer. And I think it's rubbish what he said, but he says to be a great, you've got to beat a great. So he's now saying Mike Tyson's not a great because he didn't beat a great. Load of bollocks, bullshit. But that's how some fight fans are. They're not, they want someone like Wilder to knock out someone who's world class for him to be up there, and that's up there. But he doesn't have to be like that. He's still doing the most difficult thing in boxing.
No, he needs to beat someone of note.
All right, what if he
Hate it.
Right, what if he beats AJ? Would you rate him then? I'm not saying he will, but what if he does?
I would.
If he beats AJ.
I give him his credit where it's due.
Yeah, there's chances.
Beat AJ and just sparks AJ out, because he's not going to outbox AJ. If he knocks AJ out, then that's why we want to see the fight.
Wilder never outboxes his opponents though, but he still knocks them out.
Yeah.
No,
I'd like to see someone be put down that's of note. Yeah, like someone that stays down, because Fury didn't stay.
We'll find out either way, whoever he fights next, because for him to get his fight for the world title, he has to beat good fighters now. There's no going back. He has to fight for good fighters to get to that level where he's either going to fight Fury for the fourth time, or fight Usyk, because at the moment number one and number two is Usyk and Fury. So in order to get in, push his way in front of the queue, he's got to beat good fighters. So we'll find out.
God. Yeah. Shouts out to AJ.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
I don't know. So with this greatest of all era, Fury, Marko. Yeah.
What about Fury?
You said he's the greatest of the era?
Oh, no, I said he has all the tools to possibly, his career's still going, so we don't know. He's like a cheat code because of his size, his athleticism, and all that he has, and Sugar Hill taught him how to punch hard now. So now he's knocking people. He's knocked out everybody he's fought since Sugar Hill came in.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Resume, paper thin.
Yeah, I mean, really, there's only 4 or 5, top tier heavyweights, right now anyway, and a lot of them haven't even fought each other yet, and that's all you could really, kind of like the lightweights, with Tank and all these guys, they all need to fight each other, so we see who's the best one, Tank, Haney, and same thing in the heavyweights. I feel like we want to see all these guys fight each other.
No, it's not the same thing. It's the same thing now of recently. Tyson Fury's been a pro since 2008. He was at he did a Vladimir Klitschko in 2015, and then and that's basically it.
Okay.
He got banned. Remember, he got banned for 2 years. Well, look, he was banned for 2 years, didn't he? He didn't fight for about 2.5 years because he failed a drug test. I mean, that's the elephant in the room.
But that doesn't seem to get mentioned much. So he's had every belt, not at the same time, but he has had every belt. I think that his resume, listen, he ain't fought an Andy Ruiz. He ain't even fought a Bermain Stavern. He didn't fight a Carlos Takam.
Joshua Usyk. The list goes on and on.
He hasn't fought no one. Let's just have it right. He hasn't even fought his cheerleader, Joseph Parker. He ain't fought Pulev. He ain't fought when Povetkin was in. He ain't even fought I walk this earth like a god, Charles Martin. He ain't fought no one.
He'd rather fight Francis Ngannou. That's who he'd rather fight.
Huh?
Yeah. He'd rather fight Ngannou. That's who he'd fight. So
yeah. So I mean, I can't really.
No,
yeah.
I'm with you. I don't like his last 3 fight choices. I don't think he needed to fight those guys. And this last one is, I'm with you guys there. I don't,
He could do better than that. He could, if you got the skills.
Yeah, nobody was asking for a third fight with Chisora.
Nobody.
Good fights. Give us the good fights, because before we weren't really watching too much Tyson Fury fights here because they was mad boring. But then when he went into the wilder stuff, it was like birthed a new type of Tyson Fury, like you said, front foot dominant, Kronk style, knocking people out. Yeah, we're down with that. We was getting invested. He was like, he talks a lot, but you know what? But we want to see the fights, and then it just almost went like that, and then.
Let me ask you guys, the Brits, who is more popular in England, Joshua or Fury?
Well, now it's backlash, so it's gone back to Anthony Joshua being more popular.
And the thing is, Marko, Anthony Joshua is the best thing that's ever happened to British boxing.
But it was Fury after a bit. Yeah. Sorry, Ken.
Anthony Joshua is the best thing that ever happened to British boxing. Anthony Joshua.
Heavyweight boxing. Stop.
No, in general, British boxing. Everyone in British boxing eats three meals a day because of Anthony Joshua, because of the interest he brought into the sport. Firstly through Sky Sports, and the fact that if you go to an Anthony Joshua fight, it's like a award ceremony, your Oscars back in LA. Trust me, the who's who of British, not just British, boxing, but British sport and even British film industry. Go and watch an Anthony Joshua fight. He's massive, and the amount of money he makes. I mean, say Deontay Wilder fights Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder's got back 10 sponsors. Anthony Joshua have 100.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how big he is. And I think Tyson Fury's become big in his country because on the back of his mental health struggles, he's publicised, and also
Wilder.
And I think what's happening is that, if you don't mind me saying so, I think I don't know if it's relevant in America as well, but I think what it is that a lot of white Europeans have always seen themselves as inferior when it comes to heavyweight boxing, or the sprints, or areas where black people used to dominate. Now all of a sudden they got a great white hope who can actually fight. No Tommy Morrison, no Jerry Cooney. They've got Tyson Fury. So all these people who are not interested in boxing
Relatable.
are now interested in boxing because they got Southern representative, a working class white guy, British
That looks
Irish
like
guy.
them. Yeah.
And he's basically, and I say it, I don't want to offend you or anything, but he's doing well in a black man's dominated sport, which is the heavyweight division.
Yeah,
so that's where a lot of fans are crossing over. So some of them are still anti-Joshua fans, but they're Tyson Fury fans more. And people who don't even can't even spell boxing, then they go to Tyson Fury. But the problem is that he's not going to be bigger than anti-Joshua in terms of the merchandise and money made, and that's why. And that's why he's doing what he's doing. He doesn't want to fight Usyk because he's not going to make dough. He wants to make as much dough as he can, so he can retire from the sport. The Garner fight is a crossover fight.
You don't want to fight Usyk because he's got a fear that Usyk beats him.
No, it's not. I don't think it's that. It's something to do with the fact that
wants to make fight
the Garner fight.
Like that.
The Garner fight
like that. He made. Come on.
Wait. Kenny, I disagree. He does have a fear of Usyk beating him. He does.
Well, yeah, maybe, but ultimately, though, the Agani fight is going to make him a lot more money than he ever made. The only fight that Tyson Fury is interested in is anti-Joshua because that fight is going to make him money. That's the fight Tyson Fury wants. He doesn't want Usyk. He wants Anthony Joshua because he wants.
We followed that.
He wants to make as much money as he can, and he knows the only fight that's going to make him the money is Joshua. That's what I think.
He followed that, and what did he do? He screwed up the deal. Well, he
taken several chances to fight Joshua.
The reason why it didn't happen is because Tyson Fury couldn't take the fact that Anthony Joshua brings a lot to the table, and Anthony Joshua can't accept the crap that he was offering. That's why he pulled out.
How do you really want the fight then?
He wants the fight, but he wants what Anthony Joshua's getting, and he knows it's not going to happen. Anthony Joshua, I repeat what I said. Anthony Joshua is the most media savvy heavyweight champion we've ever had. He's the only person I know who can print pound notes, and it's not going to change. Tyson Fury will never be as big as Anthony Joshua. I know that, you know that, everyone knows that, except for Tyson. But he's not stupid enough to realise that he's going to make more money fighting Joshua than he ever fight with Usyk. He couldn't give a shit about the like I said, the undisputed with Usyk. He wants that. He wants a bit of that and more. He wants because the other day when he was basically eating out of tin cans when he was suspended, Anthony Joshua was Joshua making the dough. Tyson Fury's about dough, man. Dough.
Vacate the belt. Do all the dough you want.
Chuck the belt and then go fight whoever you want. Wins or
that's up to Mauricio Suleiman. But he loves the fact that Tyson Fury's a marquee champion. He knows that Tyson Fury's going to make him and his division money in the UK.
He knows without that belt, if he vacates, we stop talking about him. That's just point blank and a period. That's the only reason why he's holding that belt. If he doesn't care about legacy, he doesn't care about undisputed and unifying, why have you got the belt? What value then does that belt have for you?
Because it's
irrelevant. That's all. Relevant. Because with Anthony Joshua beltless, he's still relevant. Whether people hate him or love him, he's still relevant. His marquee value still doesn't drop. People still want to fight him, even though he has 3 losses and 0 belts. Tyson Fury knows if he drops that belt, even that he's with his perfect record, people are not going to be running and mentioning him and needing to fight him. He'll just be ousted up. Because
if I was him, I'd do the same.
We've seen the bullshit that he puts everybody through. We've seen it. If you don't care about legacy and you care about money, we have got no problem with that. Let the rest of the division thrive and move the fuck on. Leave the belt. And you don't have to wait for Mauricio Suleiman to say, oh, you're strict, or maybe we're going to order this Mando. Why don't you do the best thing? If you're the best thing since sliced bread and you're the greatest in this era, up there with Muhammad Ali, surely your marquee value isn't dependent on a belt. You could vacate the belt and do as many. Floyd ain't got no belts. Look how many. Look how much money he makes. He said he wanted to be like Floyd Mayweather. Well, then be like Floyd Mayweather. Drop the fucking belt and let everybody move on. And you do your Advances and John Joneses and WWE. It's fine. We're just pissed off that he's holding up the division. we want to see Undisputed, unfortunately, because we like boxing. We ain't seen Undisputed since Leonard Lewis. So we'd like to move on in this lifetime to see another Undisputed heavyweight champ in the 4-belt era, please.
Right. One minute. The reason why Tyson Fury gets away with what he's doing, you know why he's getting away with what he's doing?
He's got fans like you,
no, it's not that.
It's
every boxing podcast is talking about Tyson Fury not doing his fight. He's loving this. He's loving us right now having a battle because that gives him more lines and helps him make more money. If we did what we should be doing and not talk about Tyson Fury, he'd be gone. But we can't because the simple reason is
talk about him because he's holding up a division. We want the last Infinity.
And that gives him more ammunition to make more money. If we still talk about Tyson Fury, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing. And that's the thing. He's dominating. You go and talk sport. They're still talking about a fighter doesn't want to fight. If we did what reasonable should be doing and said, right, that's it, no more, and just concentrate on other fighters, then he would be making his money. We're making him his money.
Has a belt, so it holds up a division. We do talk about him less than most other champions, but the fact is we still have to include him, and that is his checkmate. What he's doing is that's the sole reason why he holds on to the belt, to keep relevant. That's my whole point, because he knows without the belt he isn't relevant. So it's almost like it's my ball and I'm not playing with the ball, and the ball's sitting down here. And the minute the other kid wants to go and play with the ball, no one's allowed to play with the ball, but you're not playing with the ball, Tyson. So just let the fucking division fucking thrive. You got fans like you lot that save him like that. His fan base are Bumblebee. They just give him a reason to, like, if you really like boxing, how can we sit here and defend? Guarantee if that was Anthony Joshua or Dillian White, the wrath would have came down on them.
Dillian White's getting kicked because he failed drug tests. He's getting the kick.
But I mean, if they was holding up a division, everybody would know.
Chan, who do you like? What's your favorite heavyweight?
Anthony Joshua, can't you tell yet?
Yeah, that's what I assumed, but I don't want to assume.
Anthony Joshua and Bud Crawford are my favorite fighters, and Floyd Mayweather's my all-time favorite fighter.
Floyd's your all-time. Okay.
Yeah. So it's quite across the board, but yeah, but I will still keep it a buck, even if with my favorite fighters. I won't be like, well, this is that and that is this. We're waiting for Undisputed. Like, that's all we're waiting for. Anthony Joshua got beat twice, so Usyk's better than him. So we've moved that along. So now we just need to see Usyk v Fury. Why is that so hard? Why is that?
Fury said it. I mean, did you guys see that Netflix specially? The Netflix.
No, I refuse.
I don't watch that. I don't watch it.
Okay, so in that documentary, Fury straight up says from his own mouth that he has a lot to lose fighting Usyk, and if he's gonna fight Usyk, because Usyk's a smaller guy and it's risky, that he wants to make a lot of money to even bother doing that.
Oh, so he's scared then.
So in other words, we won't see the fight then. Okay.
Unless he gets a lot of money. I don't know. That's what he said then. But Fury's very erratic, so he could change his mind.
One day he'll say one few.
I mean, according to him, like he said that everybody who wants to see him fight for Undisputed are the little bitches. So
you know him.
Yeah. So hey, I mean, that's a good way to alienate your fan base, but okay.
Well, it's really dwindling here, Ken. It is really dwindling there. Go and look at the comments. Go in every comment section of really bad.
I hear what you're saying. I but
I used to have arguments with people that were budding Tyson Fury fans, and they've come to me and they were like,
"Is that on social media, though?
You was right. You was right. He's let us down."
It's on social media. If you go to a Fury post or just something you put up or whatever, 90% of those comments are going to be people dissing Fury. Saying,
can I ask a question? Can I ask a question then? If that, I do agree with you, but how many percentage does social media represent of many boxing? Because we know, because I go Arsenal matches, right, and I go home and away. As many away games as I can, but I go every home game.
Yeah.
Arsenal Twitter and Arsenal social media only represents 1% of the fan base. Now, I'm not saying that boxing social media carries more percentage, but if Tyson Fury, the problem we have with that theory is that come October, was it? When did you fight in Nagano? October the 28th?
I have no idea.
Now, whether we like it or not, that arena is going to be packed in Saudi Arabia with a lot of Tyson Fury cheerleaders. If Tyson Fury, and whether we like it or not, there's a lot of people. You know what I call the silent majority.
Marko will be there.
You know what I call the silent majority? They're going to go, well, I'm not fighting that fight. You go and see their Skies bills, extra event, £29, and that's the thing. The majority of people who say they're not going to buy the fight are going to be the ones are the ones who won't buy the fight. But they're only the minority. The majority of boxing fans out there are still going to go and pack these arenas. Look what happened against Chisora. I was slagging the fight off, but he still got 60,000.
I mean, shouts out to, go ahead, who wants to go on? Who wants to go to his fights? That's fine. No one needs to be picketing outside of the Houses of Parliament. So all I'm saying is that the dude is full of shit. That's all. That's all I'm saying. You're going to get people that think he's not, and you're going to get people that think he is. And I'm just doing with the facts. He ain't fought nobody. He don't want to fight Usyk because, like, well, what Marko said, I didn't know that. He's quite nervous because he's the little lad. And, you know, you got dropped by Cunningham, and that was a tricky fight for you. Talking about, you know, he's a middleweight, pumped up middleweight, cruiserweight. So fight him.
Middleweight, pumped up, cruiserweight, middleweight.
Yeah. So what do you think, Marko? Where do you stand with it, with all of this? Like, what would you wish he does? Like after Ngannou, he's saying he's fighting John Jones.
I mean, I wish he would fight Usyk, obviously, but you know, that should have been the fight we're seeing now, but it didn't. And yeah, I'm not happy with that. But you know, what can you do? I wish he would fight Usyk. Obviously, we all want to see the best fight the best. We want to see the belts unified, but
yeah, all it's coming.
And I think he has so much talent, but if he's not going to use it, you know, Tyson Fury, like, I agree with what you said. He's only beaten, in my opinion, two notable victories with two notable people. One, Klitschko, who was in his 40s, so that's, you know.
Oh, well, he's 39, but I mean, you know, I'm
an old Klitschko.
I'm not against it, because if he was old when Fury fought him, he was old when Joshua fought him. If he was fine when Fury fought him, he was fine when Joshua.
They both beat an old Klitschko, but it doesn't matter. That's one notable victory.
And it's a Hall of Famer.
And then the Wilder fight. So, in my opinion, for somebody to even be the most dominant fighter of that era, let alone ever, you got to have more than two notable victories on your resume. So do
you not think that he should have the belt, give the belt up then, if he's not going to move forward and make any other notable fights?
I mean, you know, I guess so, but that's on, you know, that's on the sanctioning bodies to strip them.
Yeah, we got a caller. Sorry, I took it off the thingy. Hang on 1 sec, my girl. Un momento, por favor. Okay, we are.
Chan, by the way,
there we go.
Before you go on live.
No, we're live. We're live. We're live.
Oh my God.
We're live.
You look so nice, though. I meant to say that before.
It's because you ain't seen me for a long time.
You're glowing. You're glowing.
Thank you. It's cool. It's sweat.
I guess that's the glow of love and happiness.
Isn't it? The glow of love and happiness is the glow of sweat and lights.
And teeth.
It's lights in my face, melting me. But thank you very much. My sister. What? Go on. Let's get him. Let's go. Harlem's finest. Let's go.
2 minutes. Marko, I love you. You're a New Yorker, but you know I'm gonna come for you right now. But I'm gonna come for you respectfully.
Okay.
Yep. Go on, give it to him.
I noticed that when he said that Wilder was the hardest hitter in history, I already knew he was a Fury fan. Because only Fury fans talk like that.
I know.
Because that's
the two have nothing to do with each other. I'm not saying it for. I'm saying it for.
I'm just saying most most Fury fans do think like that. I mean, am I wrong? AJ and Sam?
No, they do.
Not really. A lot of people say that.
Maybe, but you know, and don't forget, I said
most Fury fans think that Wilder's the greatest puncher of all time. Because you know why they do that? Because they know that Fury's resume is not good. And they have to dig him up somehow. I'm telling you, they have to. They know that Wilder and is like the greatest win so far. He's even greater than Klitschko win, because Klitschko was 41 at the time.
39.
And he was on
39. He was 39.
Okay, 39 at the time, and he was on his way down, and he didn't want to give him the rematch.
No.
So they have to big him up somehow. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you're doing it, but I hear that theme in every Fury fan.
Right. No,
it's
you're
the same thing. It's like uniform. And one more thing before I get off. I have to come at Kenny Ken too, respectfully.
Go ahead.
Because I like him too. I really like him. But, and you too, Shan.
Oh God, what have I done?
AJ was Fury was never more popular worldwide.
No,
than AJ.
to be honest.
Never
I mean,
has been.
British, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Because the
never
British
has
fans,
been
they're
and
backlash.
never will be. Look at the numbers. The numbers don't lie.
Yeah, it's true.
Fury don't even have. AJ has 4 times more followers. And then I know Kenny Ken said followers don't mean anything. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. He has the endorsements. He has everything. Right now.
No. So, Alec. No, what I didn't say that he's followers. What I was saying is that, you know.
I don't know if you know where that is. In Macy's. It's near the Empire State Building. They got a big picture of AJ.
Yeah.
AJ is all over the place. And this is in New York. This is not even UK.
He was just in New York Fashion Week.
I'm just being real.
Yeah, he was just on the catwalk. Just AJ on New York Fashion Week, modelling for Hugo.
Can I answer your question? The thing is, when we were having a discussion, I've always conceded that AJ is the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, you have. You have always. You have
a lot of meals on the table for fighters, and
you have.
Without that, he's bigger than that. Tyson Fury ever be, even in the UK and definitely abroad. What I was saying about the situation about Tyson Fury losing fans, what I was saying is that sometimes on social media, because it's in our face 24/7, we think that it represents the majority. But I found, being a football fan in England, that the match-going fan in England, 9 out of 10 times, does not represent those on social media. And only social media only represents 1% of the Arsenal fan base. And I think it's the same in boxing, because we were castigating the Jarrett Chisora fight, last December. Yet he filled out the stadium. And I think that what we have with social media is that social media sometimes, not all the time, can be the silent, the vocal minority, because a lot of people don't tell you that they're going to do something unpopular. They just go and do it in secret. Like people vote Tory, or in America, people vote Republican. In England, a lot of people who wouldn't go, a lot of people who didn't want to tell him when he went to the fight, bought his tickets and filled out the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And I think that what's going on.
Can I say something regarding that about the Derek? As far as I know, in the UK, I could only speak for this country. I can't speak for your country, and that's why I could only speak for where I live. I thought Derek Chisora, if you you see how AJ just came to US and fought a no-name like Andy Ruiz, and it sold out Madison Square Garden. I'm not even talking about the boxing. I'm talking about Madison Square Garden, which everyone knows that's way bigger than Brooklyn. But I'm just saying, if he can do, I don't think that Fury can come and fight a no-name in this country.
100%, I agree with you.
He cannot. He never has. All of Fury's fights that he did fought here, besides for the Wilder fight, it's been the numbers been really low. So I'm just if I'm talking about on a commercial level, because here in America, I'll be honest, boxing is not that big. It's like a niche sport. They have, I'm talking about the strong followers, but they have a lot of fans that are niche or like casual fans. But people know, the girls in America love AJ. He's like a sex symbol here in this country. It's for the females. He's like a model. He's like the men hate him, which is, jealousy. The women love him. He's in a lot of commercials and stuff like that. I'm talking about ads and stuff like that. So he's just more well known. So that's all I have to say. I mean, anybody that thinks that Fury is on the same level as AJ is not really being honest. I mean,
no,
they're not.
It's swayed, but yeah, I get it.
But that's it. Hey, don't even talk about Wilder. I think even more popular than Wilder here, to be honest with you. But I'll just let that go.
I think so. Yeah, I think you're right.
Take care. I'll talk to you later.
See you later.
Yeah, see ya.
Okay.
Thank you.
See ya, Arlette.
Arlette is with the booties. We've got a super chat also from Arlette here, so let's get the fanfare going off. Shouts out to Arlette for dropping that $1.99 on your girl. So numbers don't lie. AJ has 4 times the followers of Fury. That is correct. Guys, if you'd like to join the memberships of the Shannaholics, you know what you've got to do. Just go on the front of my page and click the join button for a little monthly subscription.
Me bar rat-a-tat-a-tat-a brain splatter. What's the matter? Just start a don't time in the body. Try scatter pick pattering up all over your body. Know your bruise and batter tap shatter. You never should do Allah.
Shouts out to Arlette for that call. Yeah, that's all you got to do. She's one of the members of the Shannaholics. So, yeah, shouts out for that call, Arlette. R to the let. She don't hold no hostages, mate. Unlike Fury with the belt. Yeah, she tells you how it is. It's Harlem's finest. So, yeah. Okay, so what I want to speak about is Kenny's left the booties in. A Fury will be another day, unless he creeps back into this conversation. Who knows? But Conor Benn, or Fury could be acquainted on this one because he popped as well. So I guess I'd like to see anybody ask him. I don't think anybody asked him about feelings. I know they did. I remember, and he said it's none of his business. It's probably the best thing to do. To be fair, just say it's none of my damn business. But because you don't want to be a hypocrite, at the end of the day. So he's got Mike Tyson's Punch Out game as his thing, as his AV. I like that. Mike Tyson Punch Out, that old school Nintendo game. Yeah, loved it. So Conor Benn, Kenny Ken bars. That rhymed, didn't it? Go ahead.
Yeah, I watched the highlights because it was too late for me. It was past my bedtime. But yeah, Conor Benn, I was impressed with a little bit of his work. He still had something to prove. It was like watching his dad fight. I have to say, man, he's like his dad was only 5'9". He's only about 5'7", 5'8".
5'7", 5'8".
Yeah. I don't know how he does it. He puts everything in all his punches. You can't fight like that, man. Eventually, you're going to be fighting, someone on a different level who could take your power, and they just take you apart. I like his movement. I love the fact how he puts his punch together, but he puts so much in his punch. It's just not possible, man. That third round, he was desperate to knock the guy out. He was like swinging, getting his punch in. But the thing with the Conor Benn fight, I felt uncomfortable about watching it because I'm thinking, hang on here, you still haven't been cleared, when I was putting the Conor Benn fight a lot, against Joyce and Zhang, I was thinking, well, hang on, this is the fight I really want to see. But I'm going to watch it out of loyalty because I like to watch British fighters. But in terms of who he fought, it was just like, how to say it, was like him just recharging his batteries. He fought a fighter. You know, they built it up that, you know, he's knocked a few man down. He's got power. And that was a selling point. That's probably what got me to watch the fight itself. But from what I saw, apart from the third round, he wasn't. I didn't see anything that made me think, "Oh wow, he's back." It was just like a practice run for me.
Interessante. I just want to chime in and get everybody else's obviously opinion. I realised that although he looked great at coming in at 54 or whatever he came in, I think he'd come in within the junior middleweight limit. Like, listen, he's not going to fare well fighting anybody that's like 160 pounders and stuff. It's just not. They're like they say, there's weight divisions for a reason. He's too short. Them lads are, like I said it in my, them lads are coming down from walking around at 190. Some of them easy. 160 pounders, unless you got them super disciplined geezers that, you know, they may stay close to their fight weight, 175, 178, you know. But for the most part, these middleweights are coming down from, some of them are even undisciplined, coming down from 200. Do you know what I mean? Coming down like that. They're coming down from cruiserweights. Like, let's just have it a buck. Like, Conor Benn, his power doesn't. He's powerful. I like watching Conor Benn. Like I saw things that I needed to see. It was a gauge finder for me, a gauge ranger for me. It's just too small. You're gonna have to go back to 147, mi hermano, because listen, leave that to the big lads. You're gonna have to leave it. And if you fight Chris Eubank Jr., I'm sorry, it's not gonna fare well. Chris Eubank Jr. he's quite a big middleweight. He's campaigned already at 168, at super middle. You know, he comes from stock of super middle. So does Conor Benn, but you ain't got the dimensions for it. For it. Huh?
That's what I was thinking when I saw that fight signed. I'm like, wasn't he way bigger?
Yeah. What do you think? Yeah, I just don't. I just think he's too small. Yeah, I just think he's too small. And that fight showed. Did you see that fight, Marko? His comeback one.
The Conor's fight?
Yeah.
I saw, like Ken, I saw some clips.
Yeah, you need to watch a bit. He's too.
Well,
it was decent performance. Decent.
Conor's a good fighter. He has great. I mean, you know, I know he got caught for doing some stuff, but he seems very skilled from what I've seen.
Yeah, he is. But the geezer that he was fighting, it was 6'1". By the time he rehydrated, that geezer was literally a light heavyweight, easy. And so he was getting ragged. Conor Benn was getting ragdolled a bit, you know, backed up and pushed about. The guy was Mexican, so you know that's super durable. Come forward, hell of a chin. So Conor's teeing off. He did rock him. He rocked him, but the guy was just coming forward. Conor couldn't stop him. There was just it just showed Conor's 5'7". The geese was 6'1". So if you're going to be fighting middleweights, in general, a lot of middleweights they tend to be 5'10", 5'11", 6 foot.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? There's not many middleweights that, you know, there's always an exception to a rule, but someone correct me. I don't really recall middleweights be at 5'7", being 5'7", you know. So I mean, he's just not going to fare well. The power is not going to be able to knock out those big lads. So stay where you're just supposed to stay. Do you know what I mean? That's what you got to do. Stay where you're supposed to stay. Get your ass back to 147. Make a mark there and keep it moving, because Roscoe, he weren't playing. He gave Conor Benn a really tough fight, but we saw what we needed to see, and I was glad to see him back. I mean, with all this, it's not cleared. It's not that. I give up. He's obviously cleared, and he's cleared to the point where he's allowed to fight. Anyone can fight in Florida. I could go and get a license to fight in Florida right now, tomorrow. Like, Florida is one of the commissions that they let everything fly. They let Evander Holyfield fight there the last time because he's got, you know, bad heart, but nobody else would pass him. Nevada and New York, they're quite hard. But Florida was like, yeah, okay, yeah, you can have the fight here, you know. So, I mean, it's whatever. Yeah, I'm sure he'll get back to the UK at some point in time. He's going to have to, because he's a UK fighter. He ain't fought anyone of note that's American that he can say, you know what, fuck the UK, I'll just fight in America. He's not that kind of fighter yet. So yeah, that's what I think. AJRJ and Marko, you guys can chime back in for that. Go ahead, Age.
Yeah, Chan, my sentiments exactly what you were saying. I think that Conor is way too small to be a light middleweight. He needs to go back down to 147. This guy he was fighting, durable motherfucker, man, because Conor was hitting him with some shit, and he just couldn't keep him off, So it's like because especially in the first round, Conor caught him with some eye catching shots. Those shots would have dropped most probably welterweights and probably knocked him out with some of the shit he was in. But Conor just couldn't put a dent in this guy, and I just figured by like the midway point, I think this dude's gonna stick around. It's probably gonna be a points win for Conor. I mean, it's just that Conor had the advantage in every way, skill-wise, technical-wise. He was just so much better than this other guy who was very limited. All he did was just come forward and throw with no defense. So it was really kind of easy for Conor to just outbox him and pick him apart, from range, and he was pretty much doing that. But his performance, he looked good. I mean, because what thing I'll give credit to Conor, he looks he looks better than every fight he improves technically, I can see. He does. So, but yeah, man, I think he needs to go back down to 147. And I had Eubank beating him before this fight. I still have Eubank.
You did, didn't we?
Yeah.
No. I had Conor possibly beating Eubank.
Okay.
Before popping, because it was under a catch weight. We saw that couldn't fare because I thought the catch weight was probably needed, but Conor looks not saying he looks good at 154, but
not bad.
Not bad. You're fighting.
Yeah,
they're big.
I mean, but I think that he probably fought there because he probably didn't want to slim back down to welterweight.
He's trying to get down bit by bit. He's been out the ring 18 months. So he probably just I'll just fight here and whatever it is, what it is. But still got Eubank beating him now. I had Eubank beating him before. Oh, okay, yeah. So definitely got Eubank. I think. Do you got Eubank beating him, Ken?
Yeah, I do because the simple reason is that Eubank. Despite what we say about Eubank, he can be a bit of an annoying pork chop at times. He can fight. He can.
Right. I do rate him despite the fact that he's annoying. I do rate Eubank.
So. And Conor reminds me of his dad. The reason why I rate his dad because his dad got the most out of his boxing ability. He fought big lads. He's 5'9".
Yeah.
But if you don't mind me, the thing about it is that sometimes, right, the saying in boxing, a good big un will be a good little un. And I think that when Nigel fought, Michael Watson and Chris Eubank Sr., that was the thing. They were bigger, built, like I said, in terms of like size, but in terms of like height and size. And I think no matter how well Nigel tried to fare, their size, and their height just got the better of him, and they managed to take him out. And I think that's the same thing's going to happen with Chris Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn. Chris Eubank Jr. would beat him, especially if he actually fights properly and uses defense. I think he will end up stopping him. It will knock him out.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe a stoppage as well. Marko, a 160-pounder, fighting a 147-pounder, as in Eubank and Ben.
Isn't he 168?
Well, he campaigned out there for a fight.
He fought there for a minute, yeah. He fought
come back down.
No, it's I mean, you would know better than me, being that it's in your homeland, but that was more of a father versus son thing, a throwback fight, really, right? Isn't that really why they matched them?
Novelty, yes.
They're not in the same weight division, not even close.
No. So, would you just have Chris Eubank beating him then?
Sure, yeah, he beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
he beat the shit out of him, and then maybe that's why Conor was juicing, because he knew he's like.
That's what we thought. Yeah,
it makes sense.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's what it was with the.
Who was better between their fathers? Would you say
Chris?
Eubank, Nigel or Chris? Who was better between the two dads? Would you say?
I preferred watching Chris.
Yeah.
Who's looked at as more of a legend, but
they're both.
Nigel is. I think Nigel is because.
No, both. No, Ken. They're both looked at as legends.
I don't know because I remember whenever they fought, there was a lot of people. There was a lot of very, very vocal Nigel Benn supporters. To the extent that Chris Eubank was hated by the British public because we hated the monarchy.
Lennox Lewis hated at the time when he fought.
They fought. The fathers fought.
They're legends.
They fought each other.
They're both legends. They're both legends, but
Chris Eubank Senior and Nigel Benn fought each other.
They fought twice. Eubank won the first fight by TKO. Then they drew in the second fight.
The night frame.
They drew in the rematch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's
right.
Yeah. They both looked at it as legends. I don't know what Kenny's saying. They looked at.
No. I've got memories of Nigel Benn being.
That was Ben. I mean, their popularity is different.
Now.
They're legends.
At the time, it was Nigel Benn was the one that a lot of fans wanted to kiss you out and get bad because
they didn't like you because he was cocky and he did all that posing and showboating.
That McClellan fight with Nigel Benn was crazy.
Woo!
Crazy. Man. I mean, he had Ben out. He had him out, and then he came back and he, hit him, and the brain clot happened, and he beat him. And the brain clot probably hurt him for a few rounds, had him had him out of it, so he was catching more punishment, and it was getting worse and worse. And I saw that.
If that fight had happened today, if McClellan did that to Ben, if he knocked him out of the ring in the first round like that, that fight would have been stopped.
It would have been.
Well, I mean, look, like we're talking before, and I don't want to get back on this because, but Fury versus Wilder, when Fury went down, if it would have been stopped, nobody would argue because he looked like he was.
No, I thought he was knocked out when that happened. I thought he was done.
But that's why you always. Yeah. That's why you always count to 10 though, because you never know.
You never know. Yeah. You never know. Yeah, they fought twice, and I know what Kenny's saying. Like maybe there was a pop like that. That's like everybody watched Floyd Mayweather because a lot of people watched him because they hated him because they wanted to see him get fucked up, which never happened.
Yep.
He's a hell of a fighter. He's a 5-star fighter.
Marko, right quick, Marko. If you ever want to see a lightweight, middleweight classic, in my opinion, watch Michael Watson versus Nigel Benn.
Okay.
Oh yeah,
I'm a huge boxing historian, but I've never even heard of Michael Watson.
Oh, yeah, bro. He took Benzo. He took Benzo with that fight. He took his O.
Yeah.
He's undefeated.
Is he a Brit?
He did. Yeah.
He's a Brit.
Yeah. He's a Brit. Yeah.
Okay.
Him and
Michael Watson is a very underrated fighter, in my opinion. Very underrated.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He got basically he's now getting disability benefits because of a fight with Chris Eubank. He won the fight.
Yeah.
One of my favorite fighters.
Yeah.
One of my favorite fighters of all time is a Brit, is Prince Nassim. I love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now that's somebody who is arguably one of the hardest hitters of all time, in my opinion, too.
Yeah.
That dude had insane punching power. He had crazy punching power.
Like insane.
7-stone guy. Yeah, just super insanity.
He can like knock you out from all these unorthodox angles, man. And it's like it's like you try to punch him, he'll get you, bro. You know what I mean?
Would even be there. He was elusive. He was strange. He was entertainment. But I just need to reiterate so the Americans don't get this twisted with what Kenny said. Listen, Chris Eubank Senior is a legend here. He's a legend, and Nigel Benn is equally a legend and one of the greatest UK boxers in history here. Shouts out. That's not an opinion, that's a fact. They broke 18 million viewers for their fight. 18 million.
That's a lot of fucking people, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Weren't they on Jonathan Ross show promoting that fight?
It was on everything. I was young.
The audience.
It was on everything, Ken. They're legends. They're legends. I don't. Have we got a separate Hall of Fame as well? Have we got a UK Hall of Fame? We have, haven't we?
You should.
Yeah, we have.
You really should. Yeah.
You guys should.
You thinking Nigel Benn in the boxing Hall of Fame? Are they even in the Hall of Fame?
I try and tell people when Joshua lost the second fight to Usyk, right? And he had what people call the breakdown in the ring, which I don't think was a breakdown. I try to explain to people because people in America don't realize how popular he is in England and the pressure that is on him. So just because he had emotions after losing, like
a problem with it. I've seen a lot of fighters have emotions. They're fighters. They're going to have, that spike in adrenaline, and then all of a sudden that adrenaline dump of disappointment. we want to see a bit. We don't want to see you look like an android. But a lot of people didn't get it though, Marko. A lot of people was like, "Oh,
I understood perfectly."
I did as well.
I did. So
I mean, I
plus
did too.
he apologized right after it, the post fight. So like, he cleaned it right up. You know what I mean? So yeah, he cleaned it
It
up.
wasn't even that bad, in my opinion. I've seen way worse.
We've seen worse.
Yeah.
Who's taking it off?
But he's so popular there, and Americans. I don't think a lot of Americans understand the kind of popularity he has.
Yeah.
You know,
it's people like Simon Jordan, who is a prat. I'll just get it out there. He's a prat.
God,
He for some reason, overnight he's become
Simon Cowell of.
Yeah, but he's not even that. I mean, someone who's never been really involved with boxing, he seems to know a lot about the business side of it, and he seems to know about fighters going back 50 years. He's like the Mr. Boxing all of a sudden. Yet he doesn't promote.
Who is this?
He just gets on the house and watch these guys fights, and yet he's the
commentary channel. Marko, it's really good. You should watch it. Fury's always on it, you know. And Frank Warren.
Simon's an arsehole. Simon Jordan's an arsehole. Let's put it out there. He's an arsehole.
Yeah, he's not.
Simon. And he was the one of the cheerleaders slagging off Joshua.
They tend to slag off Joshua and Eddie Hearn there, and then they do bouts where Eddie Hearn goes at Frank Warren like it's really good. You should watch it. You should watch it. You should subscribe to it. It's called Talk Sport. Okay. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, I mean,
but don't watch Simon Jordan because he doesn't know anything about boxing, but he thinks he does.
He's always
the sort of person that.
I mean, it's noticeable every time Frank Warren comes on there, Frank Warren always puts him in their place.
Yeah. I think Frank Warren may have.
I think he may have something on him. He may have something on him.
Shares in the country. I mean, in the company. I'm sure he's got shares.
Where's AJ? Is that his name? Where are you from?
Oh, me?
Cali.
Yeah.
All from Cali States. California.
California. Okay.
Yeah, West Coast. Yeah.
West Side.
East versus West. Is that a rap battle?
Either Frank has shares in Talksport, or
I think he does.
Or he has blackmail files on Simon Jordan and everybody else.
He's got files. Thing he dropped off. He's probably his internet. He'll come back on. Yeah. You're talking about Simon Jordan. I can see them in the chat going. Yeah, Simon Jordan's this. Simon Jordan's that. Yeah.
But why do people? Why does he get off? Why is he allowed to do this? Why is he allowed to have his own show every week and people listen to him? It's like he knows. He's all of a sudden he knows more about boxing than Spencer Oliver.
Yeah, I know. And even Gareth A. Davies, he just always over talks.
Gareth A. Davies is
everyone. Do you see how he
is not relevant?
Nerves.
Gareth A. Davies is based. The other day, he's not objective. He's basically Tyson Fury's friend. And if you think I'm bad, he's worse.
We know.
We know, Ken. You're nowhere near him. He is.
I mean, my favorite moment was when Conor Benn shoved the mic out of his face when he tried to.
Yeah, and he came on. He went, and so
Conor Benn doesn't want to talk to us right now.
He shoved the mic out of my hand. We've always supported Conor. We don't understand why Conor's actually behaving this way, but it's sad. But boxers will be boxers, and at the end of the day, we wish Conor the best. Like Simon Jordan.
Please.
I know you don't. It's whatever. It's like we're gonna slag him off. You can't put a mic in his face. Come on, that 2 + 2 makes fucking 4, mi hermano. Come on.
Yeah, but you noticed that a lot of these journalists who actually take a performer's name in vain, they actually get shocked when they get blown out. They don't seem to understand that if you criticise someone, they're going to take it personally.
Yeah.
So where I come from, if you're slagging me off, don't come and talk to me. Don't care what it's
I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna look at you and just buy. Like, what the hell? Like, the hell you crazy?
I mean, he's gonna have to admit. He's gonna have to expect that. Those types of things happen because you popped dirty, Conor. So you're not above reproach. People's gonna say what they're gonna say, and But yeah, Talk Sport did. Yeah, they that's all. They still going. They're still going in on him right now.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Yeah,
If
they still. I mean,
you
what
notice
do you think about that weekend? Is you saying he ain't cleared his neck? Do you think he has to do anything more,
look,
or is he?
we've had shows like this before. We've had
Yeah.
shows where we discussed it, and I just think that the thing with boxing and sport in general, but people forget about it. If we could forget about Fury's failed drug test, we could think about other fighters' drug tests, then we'll still celebrate him. Celebrate him if he wins the world title, because that's what boxing fans is. I think the thing with sports fans in general, what we hate is if our favourite entertainer gets punished for something outside the ring or outside the pitch or anything. We don't like people spoiling our fun. So as long as we're having fun and we're being entertained, we'll just overlook certain things.
After
You know what I
mean? we call it out, we mention it, we talk about it, and then
it's like football, isn't it? It's like footballers who who commit crimes outside the pitch, or God forbid commit other crimes that we don't want to talk about. In fact, we overlook that because that person can score 30 goals a season and he's an entertainer and he puts bums on seats. We don't care. And I think us boxing fans are just like that. It doesn't matter. Roy Jones Jr. failed a drug test. So what? He was a great fighter. He entertained us. Slate clean. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm done with. I think I got him enough. I went down it. I think he's had 18 months of going back and forth. I still feel that he knew what he was fucking doing, and that's just it. My stance ain't really going to change on that, to be honest. But do you know what? Sonny Edwards' commentary actually on the DAZN card bust me up.
Was he commentating?
Yeah, he commentated.
I didn't know.
Ryan got robbed. He was like, "Nah, man, sorry, I got to keep it. I got to keep it 100. Got to keep it 100. Like this is some BS. This is some BS that's going on right here, right now, right? Because he weren't having a bar of it. He were having a motherfucking bar. Yeah. It was quite funny, but it was keeping it a British buck. If that makes sense, because we don't have bucks here, but he was keeping it a British buck though. Yeah, and he weren't happy. He weren't happy at all. Okay, moving along before just so we can come with this last topic is Crawford. I don't know what happened to Marko, but we shall continue for this last bit. Is Crawford at 147 exercising the rematch clause? So this has been stated that unless Crawford had said, unless Errol comes and hollers, people I don't know. Errol and the drink bottle go back 20 years ago. So what's the dealio? We're gonna pause. So I don't know if that's gonna. What do you think about this? Because I'm down with it. I've been saying if the rematch happens, 147 it again. We ain't doing nothing. We ain't doing nothing in the favour of Errol Spence Jr., who didn't even acknowledge that I actually existed in the welterweight division for years. Fucked up my shit.
Well, everybody knew the specifics of the contract going into the fight, or post fight. I want to say the winner chooses the weight, but chose 147. So what's the problem?
I don't know what.
I mean, let's not act like if Earl won the fight, all his crazy demented fans, they'd be like, if Errol, let's just say he chose one. Well, first off, if Errol won, they wouldn't want a rematch. One. Number two, more or less, let's just say that Errol chose 147. Oh, they wouldn't be complaining.
No, they wouldn't. This is what I'm saying. See the oxymoron and take out the oxys, the morons are in the Buddhism. Yeah, it's a moronic Buddhism. I mean, everybody knew that was a part of the rematch clause. And now all of a sudden they're like, oh, it's because he don't want to fight him at 54.
He's ducking him again. Like, what? Come on, bro.
Listen, he's fighting at 147. Bud said it was hard to make 147, but he can do it. He saw why would you help your opposition that have never absolutely helped you in life? We've already seen Errol Spence looking the belly over the fucking band of the fucking pants waist. It's ridiculous.
Like, I mean, last I checked, Bud still looks like he's in shape. I think I saw a gym for him. He still got the six packs, all that stuff, man. You know what I mean?
Bud was born in shape. That's it. He was born in shape, and he'll leave this earth in shape. Yeah, holla. Yeah.
Rubber beats drunk every time.
Yeah. This is. I mean, so I'm not peed off about this happening at 147 if it indeed does happen. Does it really happen?
I'm cool with it. So,
does it happen? Does it really happen though?
If it makes money, yes. Unfortunately, that's what happens. If it can, Bud's going to call all the shots because Errol. I think Errol did Errol try to get the bigger slice of the cake than the first fight? I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah, he gets.
Yeah, so
40 or something like that.
Financially, Bud's going to want. Bud's not just going to want to be the A side. He wants to be to make more
light
money,
share, which he will do.
Maybe it makes financial sense for Bud and all parties if this goes again.
Yeah, it makes sense for Bud.
Yeah. We may not want to see it because we think it's going to be like a one-sided beatdown. But I think Bud needs to eat. So yeah, it's happening.
Yeah, I don't mind seeing it again because I just if everyone wants to get beat up again, I'll watch. I'm not like, no, don't do it. I mean,
if you get pleasure out of seeing him getting the 7 bells like that of him, then you want to see the rematch.
Yeah, I don't like if the rematch is happening, I'll watch and I don't mind. If they say the rematch ain't happening, I'm gonna be all right. So Bud just moves up 154. Spence does the same, but if Spence moves up without fighting Bud in the rematch and thinks he moves up and he's got a clean slate, people are going to be like, well, you didn't still do the 147 rematch. So really, you didn't really have any faith. So people are saying, they're not buying Bud. They're not buying Bud. They're not buying Bud. Thank you very much. Thank you. They're not buying Bud fight at 147. Well, then, yeah, don't buy it then. I mean, I don't understand if you think moving up to 154 all of a sudden weight gives you skills. We already saw Joyce get more weight. Weight doesn't equate to skills. Yeah, so you can move up. He can move up 2 divisions. He's still not going to have the toolkit, the arsenal. He ain't got that to beat anything that Terence by Crawford brings. We know it. You know it. They know it. Well, they know it, but they deny it. So it doesn't matter if the fight happens at 154, cool. All I'm saying is I don't mind watching if it is at 154, 147. I would still just have put it at 147 because there is where I still hold the belts at 147. So I'm giving you another opportunity, Errol Spence, to get back your belts plus mine.
Yep.
Yeah, because at 54, there's no belt.
Line. There's no belt, yeah. So
yeah. So I don't know if people don't understand that, but that's why I'm just like, do it at fucking 47. You ain't did anybody else any favors, and we'll clear you up again, and we'll move up to 54, and 154 will reign there in the booties. We ain't got time for no Errol Spence shit right now. And all of you lot can eat motherfucking crow. Yeah. We told you so, we told you so, we told you so. So yeah, that's I'm quite happy if that fight happens. I don't know if that happens on this side of 2023. It was supposed to by December. Errol Spence will need another fat camp, again. And even if he was fighting at 54, listen, he would still need a fat camp. Have you seen what that geezer was walking around at? He's definitely at 195 in the booties. Yeah, 195. I know. I've been knowing what welterweights be really walking around at. Yeah, I've got a good gauge on that now. And they're fighting at 47. They're walking around at they're walking around at 175. Those that are in shape, those are the ones that are in shape, right? They're walking around at 175, 172, 175 for being in shape. And if you're out of shape and you're an out of shape welter, you're walking around in the definitely high 180s, 190s. Do you see what I'm saying? So he's still going to have to do a fat camp anyway at 54. It makes no difference. That's all I wanted to say. Anybody else want to chime in on that?
No, I don't know. The thing is that the thing with rematches, not because when you get a beatdown, you always have the feeling that he's just doing it for business. I don't think Errol Spence wants to go through that again. He doesn't want to be there. We thought the same with Joyce on Saturday. He had this kind of, oh shit, I don't want to do this, man. I don't want to do this, but I have to do this. So that's my take on it. You know, it's probably going to be it's going to be that his retirement. It's probably going to be his like pension, that fight.
Why not?
I think because where does he go after it when he loses the rematch?
Yeah, like you said, Kenny. What do I do now?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it's. That's the case of that. What do I do now? What does he do now, AJ all day?
I have no idea if he takes this rematch or not. I have doubts that he will.
I don't really care.
Especially at 140. Yeah, neither do I. I don't care much either.
Yeah, I don't really care. Yeah, I don't really care. We saw what it was. We know what it is. If you happen to do it again, we'll watch.
Yeah.
You know,
me being a fan, I'll still see it. But so
we'll watch it and we'll still see it. I'll still stay up late and I'll do a live rewatch of a one-sided fucking beatdown, and get all these aerosexuals. They be loyal to a cause, man, and the cause ain't loyal back to them.
I feel sorry for you, Prime. Your allegiance to these humans. The trouble with loyalty to a cause is that the cause will always betray you.
The cause will always betray you. There's betrayal in the beauties. Well, that's literally all I really wanted to talk about on today's weekly wrap-up show. I think we covered all topics. We even deviated. Thank you for the one super chat from ALOT. That was massively appreciated from R to the left.
She asked a question about what's happening with Bomac.
Say that again.
Does anyone know what's happening with Bomac?
Oh yeah,
right?
That didn't you ask? Sorry, my bad. ALOT did ask. She said, she said what's happening with Bomac. So with Bomac, he has to appear in court October the 9th. He has to plead guilty or not guilty. If he pleads not guilty, he'll go to trial. He'll be returned back to prison and waited for a trial date, which won't be this side of the year. Trial could happen 2024 Christmas, and if he pleads guilty, they'll do like a post-sentence. They'll do like a pre-sentencing, thing from like a prison probation team or whatever to give a report, a pre-sentencing report, and then they'll hand that in, and then they'll call him in maybe a few months later, and then they'll give him his sentence. If he pleads not guilty and goes to trial, he'll get longer if he's found guilty, and if he pleads not guilty, if he pleads guilty and saves it from going to trial, he usually can get less time. Shouts out! Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So
watch it.
So he's still in the Manchester prison then?
Huh? Say that again.
He's in a Manchester prison.
He's in a prison, and I'm not sure if it must be Manchester. Yeah, he's on remand in prison though. Yeah, I think it's in a Manchester prison now. But if he gets sentenced, he'll be anywhere in the UK, anywhere. But he'll be at a low security. What is it? What's the high security? The low security is like.
Damn, y'all don't play over there.
Yeah.
Strangeways. He won't be in Strangeways. That's high security, isn't it, in Manchester?
Yeah, that's maximum security. Yeah, that's for a lot of people that are strange. They got strange ways. For real, right name. Yeah. So Bomac will be in like a medium security prison, and they probably de-escalate him down to a soft one, and then maybe do a day release. But hopefully, I hope there's going to be something where there's some mitigating circumstances where he just does really minimal time and then maybe the rest on house arrest. But it's not really. I do feel like there is going to be some prison time for sure. Yeah.
Ouch.
That's just how the UK is, I'm afraid, when it comes to
Y'all don't play, man.
Yeah, silly situation that you're in. Yeah, silly. You got to read up on the law and make sure you look at your bits and pieces, look at your bags, and know. Yeah, no, it's we can't bring this here. Make sure you know what's in your bag.
Loaded weapon.
Yeah, loaded as well. So unfortunately, now that's guys, he's going away for a little minute. Fortunately. Sad. Yeah, sad. But it's not like he'll be out again. It's not like he'll get like a life sentence, you know what I mean? But it'll be a bit of time and then he can God,
well,
yeah.
Silver lining is hopefully
get the hell out of here.
Say that again. Both of you talking at the same time. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ken.
Whoever's first. Go ahead. Go ahead. One of you.
I know. I was just saying, like the silver lining. Hopefully, he'll come out a little skinnier.
Yeah.
Oh God.
He'll definitely come out.
I thought that as well. I actually thought that.
Yeah, he's probably lost a lot of weight already. Probably has a lot because the food ain't going to be fucking thingy. And then he's probably helping a lot of people spar and you know what he's doing in there, Ken. People coming asking questions. They're like, yeah, they're probably showing him a lot of love in there. To be fair, it's not going to be like people think that UK prison's going to be. No, he ain't going to have to deal with the essays. He ain't going to have to deal with the hermanos. He ain't going to have to deal with the this lot, the triads. Everyone just be like, yo, you got bud. We love. Show us he'd be doing the sparring. Lose weight. Yeah. Funny. He'll have a fat camp in there. Yeah, exactly.
Imagine if Crawford was British. Oh, they love him in jail. Come on, bro.
And they love him. And it's a boxing prisons. There's a lot of boxing fans. So you're in a boxing country. So it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Yeah. Y'all don't play when it comes to weapons, man. Did I know this?
I just know. I think in the United Kingdom, in UK, we'll any kind of weapon, we're on it. We're on it. You're getting a custodial sentence. I mean, I don't know if you watch Top Boy, but because that's pretty big over here. But I know it's quite big in the United States. Well, Ashley Waters, who plays to Shane, he was found with a gun, not loaded, but he had a gun anyway. Yeah. He did prison time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. He didn't do none, did he not?
No, he did prison time. He was there for at least 18 months.
What, in Top Boy?
No, in real life. About after when he was in So Solid. I think a couple of years after So Solid.
Yeah.
He went into the slammer for about 18 months because he's carrying a weapon.
It was about 18 months, 2 years. But the difference with his is that his one was a rebore gun. It wasn't a real one. It was a replicated one that they managed to make it into something that could fire. So that's why he got that type of time. Bomax one was loaded fully. I think it's it was a magazine and the magazine was full. So some kind of like Glock, like a 9 or something, you put it in fully loaded. You can't, and that's on a plane. You try to put down a plane, that anything that could go off and hit the fuselage or so definitely came in private and tried to fly out commercial and thought it was the same thing, but yeah. Shouldn't have bought it in the first place. There was no need for it, is what I'm saying.
Especially in this country as well.
Yeah, bringing it in. There was no need for it.
Well, had he get her on a private jet, or I'm assuming?
Yeah, private. Yeah, we'd assume that's how he did get in. And then when he had to leave, he flew commercial. Yeah, so private private, it's a lot more leniency on certain things, but he's looking 5 years minimum. When you plead guilty, you tend to get 3.5, and if you plead not guilty and you get found guilty, you get like 7.5.
Oh my goodness!
And you get 6 months for every bullet.
He's served some of it already by courtesy being in the summer.
Well, not really much. He's only been in for what, a month and a half.
Yeah, but yeah.
Whatever time served, but I mean, it's not going to be anything monumental. Yeah, it's not going to be. And I know it firsthand of people that's been done for firearms charges here, so I'm quite well versed on it. Yeah, that's why. So yeah, but hopefully there might be a little spin and some magic dust, and then some mitigating circumstances, and he's free. You never know, because I don't know everything. So yeah, so we can only keep him in our prayers. And he's a good guy at the end of the day. I don't think he was coming to do anything untoward. He's only done great for his community. And so hopefully, shouts out to Bomac. Hope you're listening to me in there, Bomac. Listen. Hope you're listening to me. Whiling them time away. We're here supporting you out here. So, but yeah, it was a silly move. It was. But yeah. So anyway, we want to close down this show. We've had a great one. I don't know what really happened to Marko. I think maybe something had taken him. Okay. All right. I'll speak to him after. Take him away quickly. So, shouts out to Marko Boxing. We'd like to thank Marko. He's in the booties. I want to thank Kenny Ken. We did it. We've been doing good. We've been doing nice and short and 2 hours. I actually just like it as 2 hour shows, unless
it's better for your health if you get some sleep.
I get to get some sleep. I get to have a life, and unless there's lots of things going on, like topics, multiple topics, then it does extend. But I mean, yeah, we've got some. Oh yeah, let me just say. So we've got a great week this week, though. We've got a great run. So are we back tomorrow, AJ?
I think so. What do you? Hold on, let me see.
Hang on, let me see. Yeah, schedule. The schedule, darling. The schedule. I hate when people say schedule. People say so. Tomorrow we got rewatch and point score. Charlo versus Harrison.
Yeah.
So if you want to join us on rewatch and point score, Charlo versus Harrison, on the lead up to Canelo Charlo, we thought we would rewatch and point score this close and somewhat controversial fight, because some people said that they felt that Charlo got the win. So we'll have a look at that. Wednesday we will have Kenny Bayless, Hall of Fame inductee 2014 in Brutus. Thursday is my mum's birthday. Bars.
Nice. Happy birthday.
September crew. Yeah. Friday we will be doing official Canelo versus Charlo prediction show. That'll be short and sweet, maybe about an hour. So come through, get your predictions in, and join the panel and chop it up. I may open phone lines, and we'll do that in the videos. Then on Monday we have we'll be back next week. So we'll have the fight. I'm going to call the fight live, won't I, on Saturday, with the Canelo Charlo. So that's on Saturday. Sorry, I forgot to put that down. That's supposed to be on there. Yeah, God, running ragged. Monday we'll be back with the weekly wrap up Shiggity show. We'll bring another special guest on that show again. Yeah, shall we, AJ? Shall we bring him on?
Yeah.
We'll bring him on, won't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll bring him on. Like, I'm saying it, I ain't even cleared it with him. Like, we're going to do it. So on Monday, we're going to do the weekly wrap-up show. We'll do the bit of the weekly wrap-up show, and we'll have Sugar Shane Mosley in the booties. Yeah. Yeah. we'll do it in person. So that'll be fun for a bit, as long as he wants to do that. Maybe just do a members only a bit with Shane as well. Do a little bit of him in the weekly wrap up, but we'll try and do a members only. But that would be nice. So a members only live slotted in maybe towards the end of the week of next week of featuring Sugar Shane. And then I said Tuesday, maybe members only live if Shane wants to be involved. So shouts out. So also we're gonna have Sons of Legends in. So we're gonna have Shane Mosley Jr. He'll be in the booties. We're gonna have Steve Cunningham Jr. in the booties. We're gonna have let's try and hit it 3. We'll try and go Ruckman Jr. Let's see what the juniors are up to. We've got some other good guests that are coming on. Like the phone calls. I'm kind of like, it's quite crazy who I speak to in a day. So I have to give thanks and praises to the Most High. Got some good guests. Watch when I drop. We had some good ones. So stand by. We got a run of play week this week. So I want to thank everybody for no Conor Benn. No. We stick with legends in the booties. I stick with the Hall of Famers. I'll stick with the Hall of Famers. I stick with the Hall of Famers. Conor Benn. Love Conor Benn, but no, I'm sticking with the run of play. Run of play. Big boy who I've spoken to. Big boy. Kenny Ken, thank you for joining me. Do you tell them where they can
join myself. I'll be Kenny Ken 1972 on Instagram. Twitter's rubbish, but I'll definitely I'll definitely go on there minimally. But Twitter and Instagram is at Kenny Ken 1972. Thank you very much for having me. Hey, it's been a pleasure. We had a good debate as usual.
As usual.
Tyson Fury is like earning money off our debates.
Fury ain't shit.
Yeah, shit. We're giving him airtime, but someone has to, because it's not going to last a lifetime, is it?
No, don't worry, mate.
By the way, Ken, just so you know,
we on Blankety Bank. That's what we can spell anyway in a few years' time.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm just putting it out there. If the guy who does the unthinkable and knocks out Tyson Fury, the following weekend, Chan, I probably won't be on the weekly wrap-up show because I'll have admitted myself to the ER in need of oxygen because I was laughing too much.
What? Say that again?
I said if the guy who does the unthinkable and knocks out Tyson Fury, I probably won't be on the weekly wrap-up show because I'll be in the ER for oxygen.
You know what that is, right? You know, sometimes, right, when you have a TV show, right, you remember the Fugitive, old show that we used to show in the 60s, 70s, when Richard Kimball got caught, no one wanted to watch it no more because what's the point? The Fugitive got caught, and I think it's the same with Tyson Fury. Yeah. What more do you need?
I think a lot of people are going to tune in because the undercard's not too bad, is it? I mean, you've got who've we got on their undercard? We've got you got Wardley and Adeyemi. He's going to be a meme, and he's going to be a meme in all of the Queensbury heavyweights are en route to being memes. We've had already Daniel Dubois been a meme at least 3 times. He's been a meme 3 times.
It's funny. You know what? It's funny you should say that. Mm-hmm. It's funny you should say it. But we were talking about Chris Eubank and Nigel Benn. Well, the Zone YouTube channel, is 11 months ago on the Zone Boxing, you can see the full fight of the first fight in 1990 in Birmingham.
Of who?
Nigel Benn versus Chris Eubank.
Oh, really?
1990. So if anyone's got YouTube, go to Zone Boxing, and you'll be able to find a full fight if you're interested in.
Wow, yeah, that would be. Yeah, I'm going to go out and have a Luke as well. Have a Luke Skywalker. Thanks for that information, Kenny Ken. Massively appreciate you. And yeah, we'll chime back in next week, won't we? We'll have plenty more to talk about.
100%.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Do you want to give your Canelo Charlo prediction at this minute, just real quick? Who have you got?
Oh, Canelo, unanimous decision.
Canelo, UD, got ya. Thanks. That's all I needed, so I can include you on the snippets. Thank you, Kenny Ken. Love ya. Have a good one, and I'll see you later.
See you later. See ya.
Kenny Ken has left the booties. AJ, you are next, and then there were two. There was two.
There was two.
AJ, thank you so much for rocking with a girl.
Not a problem. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, and we'll be back tomorrow doing our judging. Rewatch the score, and tell them where they can find you, AJLJ.
You can find me here, of course, on Twitter. I bounce around on Ring IQ's lives, but mostly you can find me here on the weekly wrap-up show. Yay.
Shouts out. Thank you very much, AJ all day. Love you, and I shall
see you. See you in the chat.
On the flip side. Yeah, thank you. Right. AJ all day. AJ's left the booties. Okay, we got a super chat. Thank you very much. Massively appreciated. All the donations are appreciated, you know, for what I bring to the motherfucking table. Okay, so let's go. Shouts out to Dr. P for dropping that quarter of a dope on your girl. Shouts out to Mrs. P, home now from having heart attack in the street last Thursday. Nearly lost her, but she's here by my side recovering. Oh my God. Shouts out to Mrs. P. Oh, sorry to hear that, but I'm glad. Prayers up, the prayers are in the booties. Mrs. P, we wish you a speedy recovery, and yeah, we're all here at Cumbox with Shan. We love you. Thank you for sticking it in. I know he probably gave you the heart attack. It was probably down to him. I know we got it, you get it, but you know, just let it slide now. We need you to be in the booties. Oh God. You can smile because you made it. Massively appreciated for that super chat. Like, wow, like, yeah, no, I'm happy for you, Dr. P, yeah, and look after her. You got a rare one then at 39 years of marriage. So, you know, we have to give you a salute. She had to put up with you. Gave her a heart attack. God, Dr. P, what you be doing? Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. Another salute. Get well. That's all we care about is you getting well. Yeah. Dr. P, yeah, shouts out to you. And also, yeah, I'd love to have Joe Calzaghe if you can get the link. For sure. I was watching him against Bernard Hopkins again yesterday. Yeah. Or kind of early hours this morning. Late last night, early hours. So you know, I love a Joe Calzaghe. You know, I love Wales' finest. So yeah, guys, we've got a full week. Like I said, you know, if you want to join the Shannaholics, make sure you click the link and join, because we've got some great guests that are only going to be a part of the Shannaholics because they said so. There's like, Shan, if you ain't getting coin for this, we ain't doing it. So, you know, so they agreed to do it. Shannaholic.
Me bar rat-a-tat-a-tat-a brain splatter. What's the matter? Just start. Don't try move the body. Try scatter. Pick pattering up all over your body. Now you bruise and batter. Tap shatter. You never should do a lot.
Shouts out. So, yeah. Guys, you've been amazing. I've got to call out all the members tonight. Always forget about Charles. I don't forget. You're in my heart. Shouts out to the new subscribers. Yeah. I know. I feel like I ain't been around. I've been living my life like it's golden. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. So no, and you know, sometimes there wasn't no boxing, and I'm not one of them content creators that come on just to not say nothing and just come on, you know. I like to have stats, facts and data. I like to chop it up about certain specific things. Sometimes we do the LadyChann Hangout, which is on the members, which, you know, but I said we will be doing that. So shouts out to the new member, Bruce Gas Boxing in the booty. Cooking with Sir Senior in the booty. Zara K, my sister, in the booty. Donald Banks GB in the booty. Ahmed in the booty. Rome the DJ in the booty. Nesta Bedford in the booty. Big Bad Bull in the booties. Retro boxing and documentaries. What up, blood? What up, gangster? In the booties. Con Shaunery. What up, Con? In the booties. My sister, the Queen Lisa Bales. In the booties. Ricky and Ricardo, mi hermano, ya tú sabes. In the booties. Stephen T. You're right, Stephen T. My Cockney mate. In the booties. Dub right side from out of Georgia. In the booties. My art to the left. Harlem's motherfucking finest, okay? Okay. In the booties. D-Star Boxing, mi hermano también. In the booties. AJ all day, te quiero mucho. In the booties. Charlo. In the booties. King TJ, R.I.P. In the booties. We will be doing a King TJ Thanksgiving fundraiser for our dearly departed. Love Thomas Jones. So stand by. That will be for the Americans' Thanksgiving. You know, we want everybody to donate because it's all going to Thomas Jones's family, and we love and we miss Thomas Jones dearly, dearly, dearly. I get a fucking lump in my throat. I hope you're happy up there, mate, and you're resting in blissful peace. Upload type el primero en el edificio. Ya tú sabes. And last but not least, Dr. P in the booties. That's right. There we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Yeah. So guys, I wanna thank you, you know, for letting a bitch rock. We only here to speak the truth, only truth, nothing but the truth. So help me, God.
Colonel Jessup, did you order the code red? You don't have to answer that question.
I'll answer the question. You want answers?
I think I'm entitled.
You want answers?
I want the truth!
You can't handle the truth!
It's always in the buildings. Knowledge is word.
Knowledge is key.
So if you go on, you know.
So if you go on, not for that here, nothing because nothing not a go on. Lock off your eyes, cock me, make you cough.
Them like me, we not like them.
Them not like me, some me not like them. Man, I figure set this straight and clarify. Put fire upon a pagan, aim for the cranium. Turn off the news, there's a bag of lies. Worst raised man, wanna inform up, fun Babylon and every one of them dirty guys. And if they wanna go around the order, I guarantee somebody's dropping flight.
We always come for the stats, facts, and motherfucking data.
I have opinions just like anyone else. You got opinions. But unlike what you're doing is I bring facts, data, statistics, things you can go look up yourself.
That's right.
Computer, establish a security code for access to all functions previously transferred to bridge.
Enter code.
173467321 Charlie 32 789777 643 Tango 732 Victor 73117888 732 476789764376 Lock.
Security code intact for all specified inquiries and orders.
Pero recuerda, estoy lista siempre para ti, para todos, ¿sí? Okay.
Listos pe los chingazos! Listos pe los chingazos!
Right, I am that bitch, always will be that bitch. You know, I got the job. Y'all are stuck with me, unfortunately. That rhymed. Bars upon bars. So I am indeed the female spin garlic. She's getting on my nerves, this one, a little bit coming up. She's doing the most, you know. I love her as an artist, but she's doing the most. You know, need to calm down. Rein it in.
It's hate, you suck at life, you don't want a round three. Worship the queen and your mic a pass. Keep it real, these chicks couldn't wipe my anyway, now let's go get Bulgari. I am the ultimate Bengali. These chickens can't even spell that. You hoes fucking repel that.
Will is in the blood club.
Wu-Tang is in the building, baby.
That's right. Woo. Woo. Whichever one it's in the building. Yeah, and you know where you are in tune to the weekly wrap up. Shiggity. What? Thank you. Anyway, I'm gone. Hiya, girl. It's LadyChann rep nonetheless. Come watch with Chan. Jan. You guys been amazing. Thank you for rocking with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm back in the motherfucking building. Jan. LadyChann. Fight. Have to acknowledge my guy, my Portuguese hermano português in the building. Thank you, Fatty, for that donation. Let's go. Thank you very much, Fatty. I love you. Fatty, I have to come on a live. I've been saying it. You know, the run of play's been a bit crazy, but you know I am there. I'm watching a lot of the times. I'm just sometimes not in the chat, but I'm watching a lot of times, and you're doing, we have to say prayers up. I'm just trying to do God's work. Shouts out to my guy, Fatty. Love you, Fatty. Thank you very much. So guys, yeah, I'm gone. So I guess I'll just sign out with this, the weekly wrap up Shiggity show. Kyan! LadyChann is left the protein. Kyan!